JRPGs have been around for over 30 years and have amassed an incredible library of music for the entire genre. From the classic 16-bit tracks of the SNES era to the modern bombastic compositions we have now, there is no shortage of music tracks to enjoy. There is one thing that a lot of JRPGs have in common though, that one track that you probably hear the most out of every other song in the game. I am of course talking about the main battle theme. There are a variety of different styles, yet they all serve to hype you up to take down any enemy you come across. You've either come to love or hate them at this point, however there are some that you just don't get tired of no matter how often they play, and so similarly to my last countdown, I thought it would be fun to rank my top 10 favorite battle themes in JRPGs. This was a pretty tough list to come up with considering how widely varied the genre is and how good battle music is in general. So just to set the record straight, I am only including one game per series in order to give the list a bit more variety, because if I didn't, half the list would be just music from one game. And I'm also focusing on normal battle themes specifically. Yes, I am aware that there are some absolutely god tier tracks that you may have in mind that won't be on this list, so don't panic. A video focused on boss themes will likely be reserved for later on. And lastly, this is strictly my opinion. This is not an objective list. Everyone has their different taste in their preferred battle tracks, and you likely have played plenty of different games than I have, so if there are any tracks that you feel should be on the list, or if you're just very fond of that particular track, be sure to drop a comment down below. With that out the way, let's get started. Number 10 is Flame of Hope from Tales of Arise. This game was composed by Motoi Sakuraba, and if you've played other Tales games, you know at this point that his style is very consistent and unique. There's this focus on the violin as one of the main instruments of the song, and it has this very elegant feeling to it, which is pretty standard for Sakuraba's work. As a matter of fact, when I played the demo for this game before it was released, the battle music was the most memorable part of it. I spent most of my time getting into as many encounters as possible just to hear it. There's not much else that really needs to be said at this point. This song is incredible.
Will somebody please take care of that?
Number 9 is Leap the Precipice from Eternal Sonata. I've talked about this game on the channel before, but this is an underrated gem. Alongside Tales of Arise, it was also composed by Motoi Sakuraba, so again, there are some similarities between the two. Eternal Sonata is heavily influenced by music to the point where character names, locations you visit, and weapons you equip are all related to music in one way or another. Considering that, if this game had bad music, that'd be a disappointment. Luckily, that's not the case. Not only is the battle music a banger, but it feels like it was specifically made to flow with the combat, which is a mix of turn-based and action. If you're listening, Bandai Namco, please remaster this game for current gen consoles. Number 8 is the normal battle theme from Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Yoshiaki Fujisawa composed for this game, and it's pretty much all I know about music from him, but he did a fantastic job here. This one stands out to me because of that beginning melody that plays during the first few seconds. When it's paired with the cool introduction animations that sometimes play before battle starts, you have this incredible moment where the music picks up as you gain control of the party. It's a small detail that I really like. I may not be the biggest fan of this game for plenty of reasons like the story and the characters, but the battle music is not one of them. Number 7 is Fodlan Winds from Fire Emblem Three Houses. Rei Kondo and Hiroki Morishita both worked on this game's soundtrack and they absolutely killed it. It has this beginning of a journey kind of feel to it, which makes sense considering that at this point in the story, you've just arrived at Garreg Monastery and chosen your house. I love that throughout the battle theme the main melody is implemented, which ties everything together really nicely. Fire Emblem Three Houses already has a fantastic story, but what was equally as memorable was the music. As a matter of fact, my hype for Byleth's inclusion in Smash Bros. Was solely based on the fact that we were getting Three Houses music. Number 6 is Yokohama Crack House from Yakuza Like a Dragon. Composed by Hidenori Shoji and Yuri Fukuda, the music takes a different approach as it incorporates electronic instruments, giving it this energetic and techno vibe which I really like. It's chaotic, which makes sense considering the kind of game this is. Something about seeing these hilariously over-the-top special attacks accompanied by this music is very satisfying. Number 5 is Do Your Best from Breath of Fire 3. This is one I've never played before, but you don't have to play a game in order to appreciate its style. Composed by Yoshino Aoki and Akari Kaida, Breath of Fire 3's soundtrack in general is incredible and has this unique sound to it. It's hard to describe what I mean, but every track has this almost jazzy feel to it, like it almost reminds me of classic fighting game music. I almost feel as if the music alone is worth the price of admission for this game. I wasn't able to appreciate this game when it came out because at the time I was 1, but this alongside other great tracks has me wanting to try this game out. Number 4 is Battle Dot from Shin Megami Tensei 5. Ryoto Kazuka as well as the Atlas sound team worked on this game's soundtrack, and what we got was something truly amazing. I've sung my praises for Kozuka many times over the years because his style is just that good. If we're talking about the overall soundtrack, I still do prefer SMT4, but since I'm focusing on normal battle themes for this video, this is one of them that I just believe is stupidly good. It's got that familiar structure that SMT4 used, but has a lot more depth to the sound in my opinion. It fits the desolate Tokyo you'll be exploring and gives you the sense that the world is harsh and the demons you encounter won't be kind to you. Throughout my 100+ hours of playing, I never got tired of this theme once. Number 3 is Takeover from Persona 5 Royal. You might have expected Last Surprise, but I actually like Takeover a lot more. And you already know why this is so high on the list. Lin's voice is incredible and was the perfect choice for a game of this style, and Shoji Meguro, the composer, went all out for Persona 5 and even more so for Royal, creating some of the most popular music in the entire genre. It's a song that has just as much style as the visuals of Persona 5 itself, and because of that, it had to be put very high on the list. There isn't really much else to be said about the music from Persona games. If you haven't played them yet, I highly recommend it. It'll change your life. Number 2 is the Keves battle theme from Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Composed by the legendary Yasunori Mitsuda, this song to me represents everything great about Xenoblade. Not only is this an incredible battle theme in its own right, but the addition of the flute as the main instrument was one of the best decisions, especially because of how they're an integral part of the story. This style of music wasn't always a thing for Xenoblade. We have Torn of the Golden Country to thank for bringing a whole new flavor of music to the series. Following its release, future games like Future Connected, Base Xenoblade 3, and Future Redeemed would continue to build upon that new style, and now we have some of the greatest battle music in the series. And finally, number 1 goes to Those Who Fight from Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is hands down the greatest theme I've ever heard. Derived from the original score, Masashi Hamauzu and Mitsuo Suzuki adapted the original battle theme, composed by Nobuo Uematsu, into an integral piece of the remake with multiple versions that play at different points in the story. The original was already great, but with this orchestral rendition of that classic tune, it goes along perfectly with those extremely hype moments in the game, such as the first bombing mission. It's a perfect blend of old and new, and this track utilizes the original theme in so many different ways, with all of them helping to electrify the combat experience. To be honest, Final Fantasy VII Remake, in my opinion, is a masterpiece, and because of that, I feel that Those Who Fight, being the game's main battle theme, absolutely deserves its spot at number 1. But that's gonna do it for my list of best JRPG battle themes. Do you agree with my picks? Let's talk about it in the comments, and as usual, thanks for watching.